All right. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome all of you joining from different parts of the world. It's a training that we are having this evening. It's Coach Mo here, joining you from Johannesburg in South Africa. I trust that your team members are here since it is a training. You do not need to be tending alone this Zoom. Yes. So if you're having anyone that you would like him or her to join us on this training, please remind them that we are getting started. I'm not gonna wait any longer. Yeah, I'm okay with the number since it is a training. All right. So I want to welcome you once again to our training today. It is the 26th, yeah, 26th of March 2026. So we'll be looking at our amazing Royal Q robot and its settings. Understanding the Royal Q robotic settings is very, very important. Since it is a trading platform, we really needed to understand when we are pressing some buttons trying to set a trade, what instructions are we giving to the robot? All right, so we are going to get started right now. Um, yeah, we're gonna get started right now so that we don't waste more time. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and then we go right away to our Royal Q robot. Is my screen visible? Are you able to see that I'm sharing screen? Am I sharing screen? Am I sharing screen? Are you able to see my screen? Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to our training tonight. So we are looking at robotic settings on our RoyoQ trading platform. So when you open your RoyoQ robot, you are going to see how the interface looks like, okay? The first interface that you are going to see, or the first interface that is going to welcome you, it is the home interface. All right, it is the home interface. And this home interface, Leader Doris Angel normally handles it very well on our Saturday morning Zoom training. So I'm not gonna go into that. If you are new on our platform, you are new into the business, you are a beginner, please, I recommend you to attend our Saturday morning new user orientation training. Okay, you can also visit our Royal Q Revolution YouTube channel. Yes, they is that type of training, or there are different types of trainings that are posted on that YouTube channel. So this is the interface of the home page when you open your Royal Q application. So our focus tonight will be looking at understanding the trade settings when you are on the page, okay, or on the template where you are able to give instructions to the robot on a particular trade you are trying to set it up. That will be our focus. But we always start from here, which is the home page. This is our home page. You can see it is highlighted here, meaning we are currently on the home page. Okay, so you are going to see different types of coins and two types of markets that the Royal Q robot is is able to trade in. So when you look up here, we do have two markets, which is the spot market as well as the futures market. The one that is highlighted right now, it is the futures market. So whatever you see down here, it is under the futures market, okay? It is under the futures market. If you wanna see the spot market, then you're gonna also tap on the spot, then it is able to give you the market for the spot, okay? Now on the far right, on the far right, on the same line with the spot and the futures market, you are going to see that we do have the manage button here. There is the manage button here. So this manage button, it helps you to manage the coins in terms of how they are performing in terms of their percentage, okay? There is a 24-hour change here that you are able to see. You are able to check how the coin is performing in the 24-hour volume. So there is a change button here where you are able to bring coins according to how they are performing. So when you tap on this icon here, which is the change button, you see there are two small arrows. One is pointing down, one is pointing up. Somewhere there, okay? Somewhere there are two arrows. One is pointing down, one is pointing up. So when you tap on those, one of them, you will see that you are able to bring these coins according to how they are performing from positive to negative. Positive is the one that is highlighted in a green color, right? That means the coins, they are in positive. So it will start from the highest going to the lowest, okay? It will start from the highest positive going to the lowest positive until it lands into negative. So when you scroll down, you'll see that you are going to see some coins that are in negative and they are highlighted with a red color, okay? So if you want the ones that are in red to come on top here, then you can also click on the same area. This time around, it is going to be the other button. So those that are performing poorly, they will be reflecting on top with a red color and the percentage is in negative, right? Now, next to the manage button, there is also a very important button that you can use to search. If a signal has been given, or probably you are looking for a certain coin, you want to trade it, then you're gonna come here and tap on the search button so that you are able to keep time instead of you scrolling this whole entire interface, okay? You just come here and type in the name of the coin that you want to trade. For example, when you tap on the search icon, it is going to give you this, okay? It's gonna give you that. And then these coins that are appearing here, they are under favorites, okay? They are under favorites. But if I want all of them to appear, then I'm gonna tap on the all section. Favorite, it means each and every coin, okay? Each and every coin that I traded in the spot section, okay? Automatically, it is going to come under favorite. Each and every coin that you have traded, whether you are under the spot market or you are under the futures market, when you tap on the search button, the coins that are going to appear first, there will be those that are under your favorite. It's not like you choose to put them under favorite. But Royal Q is the one that checks the coins that you always trade or that you have already traded. So they will lie under your favorite. So when you come here under your favorite and discover that the coin you're looking for is not among the favorites, it's when you're gonna tap on all so that you are able to look for the coin. If you are going to start searching here, it's going to search under your favorite. It's not gonna search under all. Okay? It's gonna search under your favorite. So for you to have a list of more coins, then you need to come and tap on the all button. When you tap on the all button, then you are able to type in any coin that you are looking for. For example, you want to look for BTC. Okay, you are looking for Bitcoin. So here is a list of those that are having BTC as their abbreviation. So you can see that it has brought two BTC here, though the other one is WBTC, right? So this is how you use the search button. You are looking for a coin to trade. Okay, so I want to take you from here and then we go to our settings, our robotic settings, understanding what you are really doing when you are setting up a trade. Okay, so let me find out if we are together. Let me see if we are together. Are we following? Are we following? Are we following? Are we following? Is it only John who is following? Is it only John? Okay, Ruth also is following. All right, who else is following so far? Okay, I can see Safi is also following. I can see David is following. I can see Victor is following. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's continue. I can see Anna is also following. Godfrey is also following. Okay, let's go back to our Royal Q application. Right, now, when you come here and then you open a coin of your choice, whether it is on the spot section, I said that there is the spot section here as well as the future section. So if you're trading in spot, it means that is going to be your interface. If you are trading in the futures section, then you're gonna tap on futures. It is going to give you coins that are available in the futures section. All right. So what I am interested much is when you open a coin and you want to set up as a trade, and the interface that comes up, do you really understand when you are putting in those instructions? Are you knowing what you are really doing? I'm doing this most especially to our beginners. Okay, they are business partners that have joined us lately, and they are still learning. I know some of you have been here for some time now. Okay, but learning does not stop because our Royal Q robot keeps on changing now and then in terms of its platform, right? So when you open a coin and you are trying to set it up, let me use the sports section. Okay, let me use the sports section. Now you are wanting to set a trade. For example, I'll just open any coin. Let me open this one that is on the first, that is currently doing well. So when you tap any coin, it is going to take you to this interface. Okay, so this interface, it is going to welcome you first of all with a risk warning. Okay, so there is a risk warning that is going to pop up on the page. So it says cryptocurrency trading carries high market risk. Please trade cautiously and assess your risk tolerance. RoyalQ does not guarantee profits or bear responsibility for trading losses. Okay? So your duty is to agree and say, I understand the information. Okay? I understand that crypto is so volatile and also it is risky. So I am the one who is responsible for anything that occurs in terms of my trading. Okay? So you accept and I understand this statement so that you can have the next page. So when you accept and understand, RoyalQ is going to display the interface that gives you the overview of the market of that particular coin that you are trying to set as a trade. It's gonna show you how it is performing in the market, and it is represented by this chart, which is composed of candles. If you are able to look, you will see that there is this chart here. So this chart, it is a representation of what is happening in the market when it comes to the price of this coin called STOUSDT. Okay, so RoyalQ is displaying how the coin is performing. So this is a representation. These candles, they represent what is going on in the market right now when it comes to the price of this particular coin. So this is more like a market. We can call this is a market, right? So in this market, you are going to see that RoyalQ is showing you that market in a smaller time frame. You can see there is 15 minutes time frame here. There is 1 hour time frame. There is 4 hours time frame. There is 1 day. There is 1 week, and then there is more. Remember, RoyalQ is a trading platform. So any asset that you choose to trade, it takes you to the market first so that you are able to see how that particular coin is performing. So that when you make your trading decisions, you do have at least an overview of how that coin is doing. That is when you are familiar with market structure. Okay, but if you are a newbie, you don't need to worry about what I am sharing because there is a class where you learn about what I am explaining here when it comes to candles. But I want you to know that RoyalQ as a trading platform believes that when you come and trade on their platform, you should know that you are coming to a market. They are going to show you an overview of that particular market. When I say market, I'm referring to the asset that you are intending to trade. So it is displayed in these time frames. Okay? So if you want to go ahead, you can check and say, in 15 minutes time frame, how does the market of this coin looks like? So you tap on the 15 minutes, you see that RoyalQ will display how the market is looking like in a 15 minutes time frame. When I say time frame, I'm looking at this market in a smaller picture. How does it look like? Okay, the smaller picture, how does it look like? 15 minutes is small time. So RoyalQ want to show you the picture of that market in a small time. What about in a little bit of time, which is 1 hour? So when you tap on the 1 hour, it will also display how the market looks like in 1 hour time frame. So you see that it is up to 1 week and more. So this is what we call a chart representing that particular asset, how it is performing in the market. Okay, down here you will also see that RoyoQ is giving you extra tools, okay? Some sort of technical indicators that you can also use in connection with the chart here. Okay, so we do have these technical indicators that are here. Yeah, there are other Thursdays I normally teach about some of the technical indicators here, like the MACD, okay, the RSI, the KDJ. I normally teach about this together with the other leaders. So there is a technical area here which is full of indicators. All right. So this is just an overview of what you are trying to set. Now we want to go further from here. We want to go further from here, and then we're going to tap on create. There is a create button here that tells us that we want to set this coin to be a trade. So we're going to tap on create. All right. So when you tap on create, it is going to give you this highlight. We do have two robots, okay, when it comes to RoyoQ. All right. So there is what we call the martingale strategy bot, and we also have the grid bot. Okay. So we normally trade in the martingale strategy bot. That's where we trade in. So that's why you see that it is already highlighted. Okay, so you don't need to tap on it. It is already highlighted. You're gonna just tap on the create again. You will tap on the create button. Then you go to the next page. I'm doing these baby steps, especially to those that are new. Okay, that's why I'm doing these baby steps to those that are new. All right, so immediately when you open this particular coin further, then that risk warning is gonna also come. Okay, then you just tap I understand. Then you are going to see now this interface that is going to appear on your screen. Now, when you are here, you are going to see that there are some trade settings before you activate, before you say, robot, go and buy for me this particular asset. So there are some trade settings here that you need to be familiar with. That's where we are coming to. All right. Our training is based on RoyoQ trade settings. So when you are giving instructions to the robot, do you really understand what you are saying to the robot? The robot knows as you are imputing whatever you can impute in. But you as the instructor, are you understanding what you are telling the robot to do? Because if you do not understand, then you will end up giving wrong instructions to the robot. The robot will carry those instructions to the market. All right. So you can have good capital. All right. But if you do not know how to give better instructions or right instructions to the robot, then you're going to have a problem in terms of your profitability. It's going to also affect how you manage your capital if you do not understand what you are really telling the robot to do. All right. So here we're going to tap on trade setting. We will tap on trade setting here. Okay. So when we tap on trade setting, one thing that you needed to know that the RoyoQ robot, it is a semi-automated robot. Okay, it is a semi-automated robot. So it does have two sections. You can use the settings that are recommended by the bot, or you can edit them so that it suits what you want the robot to do. So you can see that we do have the smart create here, and we do have the manually create. The smart create, it is what you are seeing on the screen right now. So you can use these settings that are recommended by RoyalQ, which are default settings. So you can tap on save. It means you are saving these settings that are right here. Okay? So we do not want to use the smart create. We want to give our own settings so that probably it may meet our capital that we are having. So that is the reason why we come for manually create. Manually create. This interface, this page, it normally comes up when you are trading that coin for the first time. It will show you this page. But if you happen that you did trade it before, it will never bring this page. It will come straight here when you tap on manual. It will take you straight to this page. Okay? It will take you straight to this page if you once traded that particular asset. But if you have never traded it, then it will bring the smart create first. Then you say, no, I don't want the smart create. I want to create manually my own settings. So this is the page that we normally give instructions to the robot. Okay, we use this page to give instructions to the robot. Once we are done here, the robot will follow whatever we have imputed here. Okay, so let me see if we are still together. Let me see if we are still together. Where did I come now? Instead of coming to Zoom, I come to WhatsApp. Okay, are we together here? So far, are we together? Are we together? Let me see. Okay, all right. That's okay. Mr. Bain is here. Okay, I see. Mr. Bain is here. Okay, now let's go back to that page. Let's come back to this page here. Okay, so this is the page that we needed to understand very well, especially our beginners. Because sometimes we will tell you that we will make a video, all right, on how to set a trade. There are those videos on how to set what? A trade. We just tell you what you need to do. But now, here, we are trying to make you understand. When you put those settings, what do you really mean to the robot? All right? When you are giving these instructions, what are you saying to the robot? So we do have this template where it starts here, right? We are under the manual create button. We are under the manual create button. Okay? So this is our template when it comes to trade settings. Okay? So there is an option here to choose a strategy setting that probably you did set it before. I'm not going to go there now. Okay, I'm not going to go there now. What I'm simply saying is that you can do some settings and then you save them so that whenever you are picking any trade, you can just come and choose that particular setting that you have already set. Okay? So that's why it says choose a strategy setting. It means somewhere in this robot, there is a place where I did do some settings and then I kept them. So instead of me starting to edit all these, editing all these, editing all these, I will just tap here and choose a strategy already inside my robot. I did keep it somewhere. There is a section where you do different types of settings and then you save them and leave them there. Whenever you want to trade, you just choose one of them and put it in the trade. Okay, so that is our template, and there is choose a strategy setting right there. Now there is a strategy mode. Okay, there is a strategy mode. Now when you come to the strategy mode, when you tap here, you can also learn something. All right, when you tap here on that thing here, let me tick it out so that you are able to see where did I tick. Okay, I did tick that icon there. That's why this has popped up. Okay, so it says after the fourth margin call, you may only switch between sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement. You cannot switch to or from whole warehouse mode. I'm going to explain that. While using sub-bin mode, profit will only be shown after all positions are closed. I'm going to also explain that. Okay, so the reason why this explanation is given, it is simply because right now, okay, right now, the strategy mode where my robot is in, it is under whole warehouse mode. So it is telling me if my robot is going to start trading in this mode of whole warehouse, what is going to happen? It says that after the robot has bought fourth time, okay, let's say you have instructed your robot to buy 7 times. Okay, you have instructed your robot to buy 7 times. So it says after it has bought fourth margin call, which is the number 4 to buy, you are sending the robot to the market 4 times. When it buys margin call number 4, you cannot switch it. Okay, you cannot switch between sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement. You cannot change from whole warehouse mode to any of the other modes that are available if it has bought margin call number 4. Is that clear? So what does it mean to trade under whole warehouse mode? It simply means when the robot is buying, okay, when the robot is buying, it does not buy everything at once unless you are trading without margin calls. I'm going to explain what are margin calls first. But what I'm trying to say is, if the robot buys stock, okay, if the robot buys stock, that stock is in a warehouse. It is kept in a warehouse mode. Okay, so when it is time to sell, it is going to sell everything that is in the warehouse at once. Whether it's going to buy 1 time, whether it's going to buy 2 times, whether it's going to buy 3 times, whether it's going to buy 4 times, whether it's going to buy up to 7 times, it depends how many times are you sending the robot to the market. So if it is going to buy all those times under whole warehouse mode, it simply means when it is time to sell, it is not going to sell margin call number 1 separate, margin call number 2 separate. No, it is going to sell the entire warehouse at once. Is that clear? So here under strategy mode, there are 3 strategy modes. I'm gonna open so that you are able to see them. Okay, I'm gonna open so that you see them. How many strategy modes are here? So when you tap here, there is an arrow here. There's this arrow here. Why am I okay? There is this arrow there. Okay, so when you tap on that arrow, you are going to see different modes that are under strategy. So the first is the whole warehouse. That's why you are able to see them displayed down here. Under the strategy mode, we do have the whole warehouse. So under the whole warehouse, that's where we were told that if the robot buys margin call number 4, it is, you cannot change it, or you cannot switch it from whole warehouse to this other mode, or probably to this other mode. If your robot buys 4th time, you cannot change, you can't switch it. If you are changing your mind and say, I want the robot now to be in sub-bin mode, or I want it to be in sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to explain what is sub-bin mode and what is sub-bin mode real-time settlement. All these, they are under strategy mode. Okay? Here, we are still here. We did not move further. Is this clear? We are making some baby steps now. Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? So when you give instructions to your robot and it buys your margin calls under whole warehouse mode, then it reaches to the extent that it buys margin call number 4. You cannot change it from whole warehouse to any of the remaining 2. So don't be surprised when you are trying to adjust in terms of strategy mode and the robot refuses. They are telling you that once it buys margin call number 4, we are done. Okay? Let's go back. You need to know your Royal Queue robot when you are setting it up. So let's come to these 3 modes now. Let's come to these 3 modes. But before I explain the 3 modes, I think I need to explain this one first so that you are able to understand. This is what we call margin call limit. There is a number here under margin call limit. So what is margin call? Margin call, it is the number of times that you want your robot to go and buy. Remember when you are having $100 capital, okay? You can set the robot to go and buy with $100 at once, which is poor setting if you are only having $100. Why am I saying it is poor setting? Simply because the robot can buy with your total amount of capital and then the market starts to go down. So when the market starts to go down, you don't have an advantage to buy more since now the price is going down, it is becoming cheaper. You only bought once here with $100 and then the price comes down, here you don't buy, here you don't buy. So I'm simply saying you can instruct your robot to use your $100 in small pieces. Yeah, it should take $10 first time. The second time it takes $10 times 2. The third time maybe it takes $10 times 3 until it exhausts the $100. Hence, I am using the term margin call, the number of times you are telling your robot and say, go buy for me. When you buy first time, it happens that the price of that asset has gone down. Buy again second time, which is margin call number 2. When it buys the second time, there is an opportunity again. The price continues to go further down and you say, go buy again 3. When it buys 3, then you say, no, there is still an opportunity. I still have capital. I want to buy at a cheaper price. Take another $10. Go for the 4th time. So that's what we call margin calls here. The number of times you are sending the robot to buy if the price goes down, if the price depreciates, because it will only buy. Remember, I'm doing spot trading settings here. So we are focusing buying when the asset is low, so that when the price goes up, then we are able to sell and make a profit. So every time the price goes down, it is an opportunity to buy more of that asset because it's cheaper. So you can buy at different levels of price. That's what we are saying, trade with margin calls. So here by default, it comes with 7, meaning my robot is going to go to the market 7 times. If it happens that this particular asset, its price is going down, immediately when I buy first time. So when I buy first time, I am using $12 here. Okay? First buy-in amount, meaning to say the amount of money that the robot will be using whenever it goes to the market. So here by default setting, there is $12 here. It means the robot will be taking $12 first time. If I instruct it to say buy 2 times, it means it will buy $12 times 2. Okay? So I want you to understand what is first buy-in amount and what is margin call limit before I further explain the strategy mode, because they are connected somewhere. Did you understand the margin call limit and the first buy-in amount? Did you understand the margin call limit and the first buy-in amount? Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? I'm saying if you are having $3,000 as capital, you cannot tell the robot and say, use it when you are buying first time. It means it is poor wallet management, because you are not taking conscious that the price of that asset, it can go down after you have entered the market. So you don't have backup. So that's why Royal Q is giving you these instructions that do not take your capital to the market at once. You can buy in small bits, looking at your appetite. Yes, some they are having a very high appetite, right? So we are teaching you how to manage your wallet at the same time while you are giving instructions to the robot. Now, let me come here now and explain. I have told you your robot can buy 7 times. Actually, it can buy more than 7 times. Okay? The robot can buy up to 999 margin calls. Okay? Your robot, this Royal Q robot, it can go to the market and buy up to 999 times. If you want to see these 999 times, there is a section where they appear. All right? There is a section where they appear. When you tap here on margin configuration here, you are going to see all these 999 times. That is if that particular price, okay, that particular asset, I mean, its price continues to go down, the robot can buy up to that number. So when you tap on margin configuration, you will see the number of margin calls. Can you see? Up to 900. I don't know if I'm going to reach there. That's very long. See, I've only scrolled up to 200. I have not reached up to 300. This is under 200. See, I can't manage. It's very long. 999 times. That is more like 1,000. But I just wanted you to know that this robot has got power. to buy stock up to 999 times. Okay, so let me go back. So let's expound further here on the strategy mode. I have explained whole warehouse mode. So they are saying that when the robot buys margin call number 4, while it is under whole warehouse, you may not change it to the other modes, which is sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement. So what is sub-bin mode? When the robot is trading under sub-bin mode, what is it doing? Okay? Here I said that when the robot buys your stock, 999 times stock, it is not going to sell this one by one. It will sell the whole warehouse when it is time to sell. But when you put the robot under sub-bin mode, ladies and gentlemen, this is what is going to happen. It will buy margin call number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. When it buys margin call number 5, under margin call number 5, up to 999 times, there is a different take profit. I'm going to also explain what is take profit. It is here, here, here. There is take profit here, okay, which is indicated as whole position take profit ratio. So when the robot buys margin call number 5, if the price happens to rise after it has bought this one, the price happens to rise to the extent of the take profit of this margin call, the robot is going to sell this margin call alone. I don't know if this makes sense. Your robot has bought margin calls. It has bought 999 times. So from margin call 1, 2, 3, 4, these ones, they are sold together. They are not sold one by one. Okay, when it is time to sell, their take profit is 1. These 4, the first 4, their take profit is 1, which is this one. The whole position take profit ratio. It is even called whole position. It means the entire whole warehouse, it is being sold. The whole stock, it is being sold at which profit? This profit. But now when the robot happens to buy margin call number 5 up to 999, each and every one of these margin calls, it has got its own take profit. It is not this one. No, it is here under distributed and take profit allocation. I will come down here. But I want you to understand sub-bin mode, when the robot is trading under sub-bin, what normally happens is that when it has bought 5 margin calls, it is going to sell margin calls. It is going to sell margin call number 5. If the price rises for this margin call, it will sell it separately. And now, when it sells it separately, this margin call number 5, it is not going to give you the take profit. It's not going to give you the profit for this margin call. That's why when you tap here, let me tap here again. When you tap here, it says that when the robot is under sub-bin mode, it says profit will only be shown after all positions are closed. Meaning, under sub-bin mode, when the robot buys margin call number 5 and then it sells it, the profit that has been generated when it was selling the stock for margin call number 5, it is not going to be shown. It's gonna only be shown after all the margin calls are sold. How many margin calls depends on how many you have, but it should start from 5 going up. For this sub-bin mode to be activated, you should be trading with more than 4 margin calls. So sub-bin mode, the robot will buy margin call, it will sell, it will never show you profit. It will take that profit back to the market. That's why it says profit will only be shown after all positions are closed. So when you're trading in sub-bin mode, you'll be seeing that the robot has sold. The robot has sold. The robot has sold. It is selling the sub positions, which is margin call number 5 to other margin call down here. So after margin call 1 to 4 are sold, that's why it says all positions are closed. That includes the remaining 4 up here are sold. It's when the entire profit will be shown. Is this clear? Sub-bin mode, when the robot is trading under sub-bin mode, when you go to your profit details, okay, when you go under revenue on your profit, you are not going to see anything. It will never record anything because it is trading under sub-bin mode. That's what normally happens. Now, let's go to sub-bin mode real-time settlement. This one, which is called sub-bin mode real-time. This one here. Okay, the sub-bin mode real-time. So when you're trading under this mode, it is the opposite of sub-bin. It simply means when the robot buys margin call number 5, which is a separate or independent margin call, it is sold alone. Whether there are 10 of them, from 5 up to 10, each and every one of them, here is 6, here is 7, here is 8, here is 9. Each and every one of them, they are sold one by one, with different take profit according to how you have set the robot. Let me show you while I am explaining this. I understand. So let's come here under distributed and take profit allocation here, so that you can see what I'm talking about. That each and every margin call from 5 up to 999, each one, they do have their own take profit. So you tap here, see, it is starting from 5. Can see here, they are called sub positions. So margin call number 5, it has got its own take profit. You can edit and change according to your appetite. These are default settings by robot, but you do not need to change these ones. Why? Because this is not your main take profit. These are sub positions. So you don't need to make them bigger because it will take time for the robot to close a sub position. So it is better to take small on sub positions. With me, I even take 1%. So that the sub positions, they do not take time to close whenever the price tries to rise a little bit. So each entire position here, every sub position has got its own take profit, up to 999. So when the robot is trading under sub-bin, whenever it buys this position and sells it, it will never give you this profit. It will retain the capital that was bought for this margin call, but the profit, it will never give you. It will take it back to the market. That's what it means. Now, when you are trading in sub-bin mode real time, it means when the robot buys margin call number 5, the price rises and it reaches 1.3%, the robot will sell and it will give you back the capital for margin call number 5, and together with the profit, it will reflect in your revenue details under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. This one here. Where am I? Here. This one. Sub-bin mode real-time settlement. This one. That is the last one I was explaining. The robot buys margin call from 5, then the price rises, the robot will sell, it will give you the capital. If let's say it was $10 that was used to buy margin call number 5, it will retain the $10 plus the profit. While here, it will only retain the $10 profit back to the market. Yet here, it will wait for margin call 1 up to 999. The price should rise, and then it reaches a take profit of the whole position, which is this one. Then it will sell and give you your profit. Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? Are you understanding your Royal Q robot? Are we together? I'm gonna take extra 15 minutes if you may allow me. I will take extra 15 minutes if you may allow me. Then I'm gonna close. Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay. So allow me to move a little bit fast. Okay, so you have understood the strategy mode here, right? You have understood first buying amount, the amount that the robot will be taking to the market each and every time when it buys. Okay, now let's come here. There is what we call, okay, before I come there, let me explain this button. It says enable opening double. There is a button here. When you own this button, it simply means when the robot goes to buy for the first time, only for the first time, it is going to double your first buy-in amount when you own this button. And this is 12 that is here. When it goes for the first time, instead of using $12, it will use $24 because you did own this button that says enable opening double. Right? And then there is AI margin call. This one, it confuses a lot of people. Yeah, the AI margin call. So there is margin call, but there is another margin call that is controlled by AI. I'm not confusing you. I'm simply saying these margin calls that you have put here with these settings, let's say that these are all your settings, including the margin configuration. I'm talking to those now who have been here for some time, because new base, I still needed to explain here margin configuration. But I'm simply saying, when you have done all the settings here, then you own this button. You are giving all the instructions that you did manually here, you are handing over to the AI to manage them. That's what it means, especially margin call. We are talking of margin call. So the settings of your margin calls, once you have on this button, it is the AI that is going to manage them. It is the one that is going to control them. For example, let's come here under margin configuration here. Okay, so when you tap under margin configuration, let me reduce these numbers because there are so many. Let me put the 7. Let me put the 7. So when you tap on margin configuration here, what are you managing? What are you configuring out? You are configuring out these margin calls. How do you want the robot to buy these 7 times? When it is going to the market 7 times, how often should it buy? Remember, it will buy first time. After buying first time, how long should it take to buy again if the price happens to go down? So the settings for how often the robot should be buying according to the number of times, it is configured here under margin configuration. So when you tap here, there are these settings now. The robot will fall. For example, we do have these default settings. There is what we call margin call drop as well as multiple buy-in ratio. Let me start with margin call drop. Margin call drop, it simply means when the robot is sent to the market to buy first time. In this scenario, our first buying amount is $12. So it goes to the market. It buys $12 capital, right? It buys stock for $12. From the price that it bought with $12, when should it buy again? That is the question. After it has bought first time, when should it buy again? So you are telling the robot, when you have bought with $12, wait for the price to drop with 3.5%. Then I want you to buy second time. In this scenario, the second time, according to the margin calls, it is the first time because the first one is not counted as a margin call. It is a first entry to the market. So margin calls are these ones now, these ones. So after it has bought first time and you want the robot to buy now first margin call, the distance between where the stock was bought with $12 and where you want the robot to buy first time, okay, how far should it be in terms of drop? So we are saying let the price drop with 3.5% and then robot buy first time. After you have bought here, when the price drops with 3.5, wait for you to buy second time, wait for the price to drop with 4% from here to here. So you can see 3.5 plus 4, it is already 7% drop for the robot to buy 2 times. That's what you are telling the robot now here. After it has bought here, for the robot to buy third time, let the price from where it bought margin call number 2, let the price drop again with 4.5. Then the robot should buy again up to 7th call. So this is what we call margin call drop. The distance between first margin call and second margin call. How often should the robot buy? That's what we call margin call drop. So it is calculated in percentage. Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just using the default settings here, but you can edit them and put yours. But I want you to understand what is a margin call drop. When you know to edit, what are you editing? Do you know what is a margin call drop? Okay? Is this clear on margin call drop? Before we go to multiple buy-in ratio, is it clear? The drop, is it clear? Is it clear? The margin call drop. Is it clear? Robot, The RoyoQ robot is giving you those default settings because it understands that sometimes the market can go down. So if your drops are very small and you want the robot to buy, it can buy those 7 margin calls within a few minutes if your margin calls are so small. So it's not going to be an issue, especially if the price is really depreciating for that particular asset. So you see that it has used your capital, it has bought all number of margin calls, but the price is still going down. That's why by default you see that RoyoQ is giving you these recommendations. Okay, but according to your appetite, that's why you are able to edit them. Let me come here now. So when the robot has bought with $12, so this area is where you manage your capital. This is where you know that is my capital sufficient for my robot to buy 7 times. Okay? Now, when the robot buys with $12, first buy in amount, I'm still using the $12. I'm not saying you should be using $12. No, I'm using it by default, right? So first buy in amount $12. It has bought. And then the price drops with 3.5%. When it is buying the first margin call, should it buy only one time with $12? Or you want the robot should buy 2 times with the $12? Or you want the robot to buy 3 times with the $12? Or you want the robot to buy 128 times 12? Eh? 128 times 12. That's what it means here. Multiple buy-in ratio on each and every level, or on each and every positions, because these ones are called positions. Okay? On each and every position, the robot should use how much capital. That's why here there is multiple buy-in ratio. So if your first buy-in amount is $12 and you follow these settings, it means 2 times 12, yeah, which is 24. So the robot will need $24 to buy first margin call. Here it means 4 times 12. Okay? 4 times 12. So if you add the total, you will see how much money you're going to need for the robot to buy all these margin calls. So this is our capital. So you are able to calculate. If you are having $100, can you set your robot like this? Is it going to buy these margin calls? If you are having $100 total capital, is the robot going to buy 7 times with these settings here? I need an answer. That's why I wanted you to know that do you really understand what you are telling your robot to do? This is one area that is very crucial when it comes to wallet management. So sometimes our capital will finish before the robot buys the number of times, simply because we did not calculate properly or we did not understand the multiple buy-in ratio thing. So sometimes you see the robot has bought 3 margin calls and then it stops. Yet you instructed it to buy 5 times. So when the capital is not there, it will stop to buy. It will send you a message, insufficient balance. Eh? It normally send you a message. You send me to the market, but you did not give me money. Eh? How do you want me to go buy? You are telling me to go to the market 5 times, but you only gave me money for 3 times. Where am I going to get the money for the other 2? The robot will ask you that because of poor instructions. Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? Are we learning here? You see that interface? It needs like 2 hours to explain in detail. That interface of the setting, it will need 2 hours to explain, especially to those that are slow learners. That's why I always take time to explain this. I could have done it in 15 minutes, done. But I know that we do have slow learners. They take their time to grasp something. So that's why I have to take baby steps, walking like a chameleon, right? Have you learned something? Because my time has elapsed now. I will have to come back and complete this lesson. Because this interface here, it is where the engine of the robot is. This interface here, this is the engine of the robot. How the robot is going to bring you profit is dependent on the instructions you input here. Your profitability is dependent here. This is the engine. If this is not well structured, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. So I needed to exhaust this lesson and also give some recommendations that when it comes to margin configuration here, okay, which one is the best, which one is good, which one is better. Are you listening? I'm going to recommend which one is the best setting when it comes to buy-in ratios, this section. When it comes to this section, which one is best setting? And it goes with capital. It demands capital. The best demands capital. And which one is better? Which one is better? And which one is good? But for today, allow me to end it here. Learning does not stop. We keep learning each and every day. So this lesson mostly it was directed to new beginners. New beginners. Okay, so I need to complete it. So I hope you have learned something today. Is there a question? Is anyone having a question? This is a training. You are allowed to raise your hand and then ask your question. Or maybe you can drop the question in the chat box. This is a training, so feel free. According to what I have explained, is there anyone who is having an issue? The settings here, even when you go to futures market, you are going to have the same interface. Okay? Even if you come to the futures market, you're going to have the same interface. Here, I did not recommend any settings. I was just giving you understanding when you are putting, whether it's a number, whether it is a percentage, what are you doing to the robot? That was my focus. I did not recommend any settings, but I wanted you to understand. So whether you are doing spot or you are doing futures, that interface is always there. Let me show you. Charles, you were asking, is it for sport or is it for futures? When you come here, let's come to, let me confirm this. Let me get out of here. Let's go to the futures market. I was here on spot. So let me tap on futures. I'm still going to choose the same coin. It's also available on futures. All right. So I tap on create. I understand. Now, the only difference is it starts from here. You want to trade long or you want to trade short. Okay, that is another subject for beginners. What is long and what is short? But the moment you come and tap on trade setting down here, then you go back to the same thing we were discussing. Here we are. Can you see, Charles? Is there any difference here apart from long and short? Is there any difference? The interface? It is still the same. So you need to understand what you put here. I know that there is what we call leverage in futures. That is only the difference. It's about leverage and probably long and the short. The first buying amount is recorded in number of coins. It's not recorded in USDT, though it reflects down here. But you input number of coins. That's the only difference in futures. We're going to come here some other day. But I started in sport first. And Leader Emmanuel normally teaches this when it comes to futures settings. So if you are able to attend those trainings, then this is not an issue, how you calculate your first buying amount in futures, because you use number of coins. You do not use USDT to calculate. But the interface is the same. That's what I was trying to tell you, Charles. Is that okay? No, you don't. Richard, since I started with Royal Q, I have never traded the 999 margin calls. I cannot follow the coin up to that level. You know, if it deepers to 999, when is it going to come back? Charles, I mean Richard. Yeah, Richard is asking, do we need to buy all the 999 calls? No. It's just a recommendation from Royal Keys by default. They understand that the market can dip. That's why they put 999 times. Market can dip. So if you want to keep on following where that coin is, so you can go deeper as far as 999. That's what it means. So Royal Q knows that the market can dip. Okay? Yes. Did I answer your question, Richard? And Alfonso, you are saying that's a good question as well. So did I answer your question? Do you really want to buy up to 999? All right. Ben, I need to complete this lesson to answer your question. I have spoken about the strategy mode, which are three. Then you are saying which one is the most ideal. So for me to recommend a strategy mode, I also need to recommend when it comes to multiple buy-in ratio. They go together. They go together. If your robot is trading in sub-bin mode, what is the advantage when the market is going down? I did not explain that. Okay? When your robot is trading in sub-bin mode real-time settlement, and you do have capital, and your robot is buying and selling in sub-bin mode real-time settlement, is there any advantage if you are in floating loss? If you are in negative and you are trading in sub-bin mode real-time settlement, do you have an advantage when your robot buys and sells under that mode? I did not explain. So I don't want to answer your question anyhow, but it's a very good question, Ben. I want to link it up together with capital management. Is that okay? Can we have that in the other session? I know we're going to come back here. This is not the end. We're going to come back here. Every Thursday, I'll be changing. It's either we learn about what now? I've forgotten. Yeah, on Thursdays, we normally do indicators. So I'll be mixing. We'll be doing indicators and trade settings. Indicators, trade settings. That's what we'll be doing. So are we friends? Do I owe someone? Do I owe anyone? Am I owing anyone here before we leave? Do I owe anybody? Or we can call it a night. Seems like I'm not owing anybody. Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending tonight's training. It's recorded. I'm sure Leader Doris Angel will share the recording in the WhatsApp group, or you can go to Royal Q Revolution YouTube channel. It will be uploaded there, and you can have a second chance to listen to it. Yeah, wherever you did not understand, you can do that. And then we will come to another section where we are going to finish now. It's very important for our beginners so that they are able to manage their wallet, their capital. Very, very important. Giving right instructions to the robot. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. We wish you a lovely night, and we love you so much. Please take care. Yes, may the good Lord keep you and protect you until we meet again next time. Yeah, we are saying so because the giver of life is very faithful. So I know that we are speaking with evidence. We will meet again. So have a lovely evening. Until then, allow me to say bye-bye.